Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another perfume review. Outrageous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, this time with another perfume review, and the perfume we are reviewing today is a limited edition from Les Indemodables. It is called Vanille Havane Coeur d'Oud. This perfume review will follow my tried and trusty technique of telling you the notes, telling you which notes I get, and then just discussing the fragrance until I am happy that I have said what I wanted to say. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this little blurb and that'll give an outline of what's going on inside the perfume. Vanille Havane Coeur d'Oud by Les Indemodables is a limited edition fragrance with only 500 copies available. This unique scent features a bespoke oud extract sourced from a rare piece of oud heartwood from Cambodia. The fragrance, crafted by Antoine Lee, blends fruity and aromatic top notes with woody, smoky and animalic base notes, creating a complex and long-lasting olfactory experience. The notes I get from this perfume are oud, cocoa, and vanilla. So, this was released last year, which at this point is 2024. And there were only 500 pieces made. I love this brand so much. It is my favourite modern brand. And I thought to myself, balls, I really like Vanille Havane, and they've stuck an oud in it. I bet it's great. I'll just buy it. 420 euros I paid for this, and then I got done with 20% tax as well. 504 euros plus a fucking a brokerage charge. So you're talking about 520 euros. That's 1,040 euros for 100 ml. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a blind buy, and I do not recommend blind buys. You're all adults, I hope. But that's Billy Big Bollocks money, that, for 50 mils especially. You know, that's more expensive than the Night, than what I paid for the Night by Frederic Malle, which is also massively overpriced. So my hopes were extremely high. Surely they would not put such a price on such a thing if it wasn't great. Alas, I do not think this is great. I should preface this by saying that I'm not massively into oud, but I've always said what I really want from an oud is for a Western perfumer, a good Western perfumer, to get the oud, take it, put it in a fragrance, and use it as a material as a classically trained French perfumer would and should. And that's what's happened here. And what I can say is that the perfume is perfect to that description. It is a French perfume made by a Frenchman in the French style with an Eastern ingredient, a Middle Eastern ingredient, an Eastern ingredient, oud, as part of it. Simple fact of the matter is, I do not care that much about oud at all. I just don't. It's another one of the woody notes to me. That's what it smells like. Now, there are people out there who love their fucking oud, and I've spoken to some of them about this fragrance, and the general consensus is this: disappointment. The oud note in this perfume is flat. It's a simple, dark, woody note wrapped in a familiar perfume DNA, a successful and brilliant perfume DNA, Vanille Havane. Vanille Havane is one of the best perfumes of this decade. probably my favourite perfume of this decade. I must admit, it's not a high bar. There's been a lot of shite released this decade, but it's fantastic, and it's the brand's biggest seller by far. It's kind of their Aventus. It feels like Vanille Havane keeps the rest of the business going, you know? They struck gold with Vanille Havane, and it is beautiful, and it's worth trying, and you should smell it. It's incredible. What they've done on the back of that is that they've now released 2 flankers. This was the first one, Heart of Oud, in which they have inserted an oud note. And soon to be released, on pre-order at the minute, is the next one. Coeur des Abyss, or Coeur des Abyss. It's Russian leather, so it's Vanille Havane Russian leather. And what they've done is, or what they say they've done is, they have extracted the note of Russian leather from some leather, and they have created a perfume inside, but they've put that into Vanille Havane, and they've released that as another limited edition flanker. I've got to be honest, I don't like this direction of travel. I don't like the price. Again, 420 euros. I get it. I understand. It's limited edition. It's with a very, small batch amount of a rare material. And it's made by a brilliant perfumer. And it's going to smell different from everything else. It's going to smell better. But to me, it jars with what the brand is. They could have made a Russian leather perfume without putting it in Vanille Havane. They could have made Vanille Havane Coeur d'Oud. They could have made an oud perfume that wasn't attached to Vanille Havane. It didn't need to be done. But it seems like they've got a sure thing with Vanille Havane, and they're gonna make sales. They're gonna make the money that they need to make, they want to make, because it is a business. It's not just an artistic exercise. But 500 euros for a blind buy, because you can't sample this. You can't sample this. You couldn't sample the Coeur d'Oud. You can't sample the Coeur des Abyss or the Coeur des Abyss. I can't remember what it's called now. I don't like that. I messaged them. I own double-digit perfumes from this house. I think they've got 20. I own over half, including the Extra Absolus. You know, including this limited edition. I won't be blind buying. If I can get to smell it first and I like it, maybe I'll buy a bottle of the new one. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not prepared to do that again. And it's based on this perfume. This perfume to me was flat. It wasn't. Vanille Havane itself is brilliant. They've taken some of the complexity and some of the richness and some of the overall take. I'm not going to review Vanille Havane in this review, but I am going to review Vanille Havane Coeur d'Oud, which is what I need to get back to doing. I've just realised I'm not actually talking about the smell. They've taken something out of this perfume, out of Vanille Havane, to fit the oud in, and it's made it less good. The oud note is very potent. It lasts all day. That's exactly what a lot of people want. I get that. It does have coherence and structure, and it does smell good. I like the smell of it, but it's not 500 doubloons for 50 mil good. And I feel like I would put Vanille Havane above this, quite far above this. The oud note feels clumsy. It feels like it feels like an imposter, and they've had to jig other parts of what makes Vanille Havane good out of the perfume to make way for the oud. And the oud is clumsy as a note itself because it literally just tears through everything else, you know? And that's the reason I'm selling it. I'm selling this to my friend who absolutely loves it. I sent him a little decant, and he was like, I love it and I need to have it. And he's a much bigger fan of oud than me. He's much more into it. And I thought, you want it. I'm not that keen on it. You have it, what I paid for it, a little bit less because I've used it a couple of times. There you go. It's yours. Everyone's happy. So, yeah, ultimately disappointed in this one, which is a shame because I really like the brand. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all again soon.